In this chapter, we'll start by distinguishing between different types of memory processes. Lesion case studies such as HM help in not only illuminating the function of different structures or areas of the central nervous system, but also assist in identifying different cognitive processes, such as different types of memory. As you'll recall, our patient HM had the bilateral removal of his medial temporal lobes, most notably his hippocampus. As a result, he experienced anterograde amnesia, or the inability to form new memories from the date of the surgery. However, he retained his childhood memories and had otherwise normal cognitive functioning. So if we look at his deficits, specifically he had difficulty in transferring information into long-term memory, or what we'll call consolidation of long-term memories. We'll discuss working or short-term memory in a later chapter. So if we look at HM's deficits, we see that some types of learning and long-term consolidation seem to have been preserved. For instance, he could learn new skills, like how to play backgammon, for instance. So with daily training, his backgammon performance improved, even though he had no explicit recollection of ever having played the game on those previous days. So this suggests that there are two independent types of long-term memory. We'll label these as declarative or explicit memory and non-declarative or skill memory. Non-declarative skill memory is sometimes referred to as muscle memory, although it is thought to include some types of cognitive skills such as playing backgammon. We'll discuss this type of memory in the next chapter. But you can kind of think about what the term suggests. So explicit or declarative memory means that we can declare or explicitly state what this memory is. So it's subject to direct communication. So if I asked you, you could verbally or in writing tell me about this memory, versus non-declarative memory suggests that potentially this type of memory is less accessible to verbal report. So for instance, if I asked you to prove to me that you can ride a bicycle, that you have that skill memory, you may have a difficult time kind of verbalizing how you know how to do that, but you could demonstrate it, right? You could get on a bicycle and show me that you know how to do that. A few months ago, Simone Biles did an interview, and it created some controversy. There was some question as to maybe her remarks suggested a bit of arrogance. She was asked, how do you do these gymnastic moves that no one seems to be capable of doing? And she said, I don't know. I feel like it's not me. I really don't know how I do it sometimes. And I think that rather than suggesting arrogance, she's communicating something fundamental about the nature of non-declarative or skill memory. She can demonstrate that she knows how to do these gymnastic moves. She can show us, but she has a difficult time communicating exactly how she does that. And kind of what's more is, I think, if you're the best in the world at something, then maybe you get to be a little arrogant even if you want to, but that's another argument. So if we focus for now on just declarative memory, we can further subdivide this into episodic versus semantic memory. Episodic memories are tagged with time and place of encoding. So you know when and where you formed this memory. So if I asked you, what did you do for your birthday last year? You can answer that question and know when and where that particular memory was formed or encoded. Semantic memories, on the other hand, are memories for kind of more generic facts and information like trivia. So you may know the capital of the US, but you may not remember exactly kind of when and where you learned that information. So we can also distinguish between these two types of declarative memory by the brain substrates involved. So the hippocampus seems to be essential for the formation of episodic memories. So here we see the medial temporal lobes, particularly the hippocampus, is important for encoding or the formation, the consolidation of episodic memories. So take a look at this visual memory test. Participants are presented with a complex figure like the one on the left. As you can see, our patient EP, who had hippocampal damage, was able to draw the image while looking at the original figure. However, if the figure was shown and then removed, and EP was asked to draw it from memory, he was unable to do so. So, further, if we look at MRI studies of healthy individuals, we see that there is greater activity in the hippocampus during learning, that greater activity in the hippocampus predicts later recall performance. So read in your chapter a little bit about the cortical areas that are involved in semantic memory consolidation. It's believed that semantic memories are stored in a more distributed fashion throughout the cerebral cortex and may be potentially less dependent upon activity in the hippocampus that's essential for episodic memories.